Hi guys, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, this is Chanel from the Calix Kids Store. So today I want to share with you a healthy Banting meal recipe, and what I like about this recipe is that you can use it for 2 meals. So I'm going to show you how I make my stuffed green peppers with mince and cheddar cheese, and the quantity of the mince that I'm going to cook is so much so that I can actually use it for another meal. And what I would use it for is actually a cottage pie, also known as a shepherd's pie, and instead of mashed potatoes I would use mashed cauliflower. That's my little baby. You're gonna hear a lot of baby noises in between. She actually wants me to pick her up, but I need to get going with this recipe. So just to share some information with you, I don't have a set diet that I follow. I try to keep it low carb, high protein and fat, but still incorporating a balanced meal. Some days I cheat, some days I have really healthy meals. It just depends. But I really like the Banting or keto lifestyle, and I try to incorporate it as much as possible. So just to show you the ingredients that I'm going to be using, I've got a kg of lamb mince. So this is basically deboned lamb and a bit of fat that's been minced up. I've got 2 whole peppers, and I'm going to actually slice them at the base here. Most people would slice them at the top, but what I find is that it's going to be a bit more sturdy if I slice them this way. To my mince mixture, I'm going to be chopping up some celery and carrots, and I've got fresh garlic and ginger that's been grated up. When I cook mince, I prefer dry spices, ground spices, so you'll see my different masalas. I've basically got some dhania powder, garam masala, jeera powder, also known as cumin powder, some Kashmiri masala, wet masala, some ground cardamom, dry thyme, and turmeric powder. If you've got some onion powder or garlic powder, you could add these to the dish. And lastly, I'm going to chop up a round onion. So let's begin by slicing the green pepper. I'm going to give it a clean slice like that. Okay, so I'm going to use this in my mince mixture. I'm going to slice this, and then I'm going to take out the inside. So I'm going to just slice around it like that. There you have my peppers cleaned all the way through. I'm not worried about the holes at the bottom, because this is going to be cooking on an oven tray, and once I stuff it with the mince is not going to fall off. Another great reason why I enjoy cooking mince is because you can camouflage all of the vegetables. I'm going to refer back to my trusted twister, and these are the tops of the pepper that I just cut off earlier. Nothing goes to waste in my kitchen. So there you have my vegetable mixture, and now I'm going to start braising my mince. So I place my peppers in my pot standing up like this, and I just fill the boiling water in and around it, and I allow that to steam for about 15 minutes. You can salt the water if you want. I choose not to, because my meat or my filling has salt in it, and I find that the pepper tends to absorb the flavor anyway. When I'm preparing a Banting meal, I generally braise my food with pure butter ghee or with coconut oil. Very rarely do I use olive oil, just because most of the recipes call for pure fats and pure butter. Sometimes I don't even use any fat, because the meat that I'm using is probably quite fatty and all the natural oils come out. So I'm just going to wait for my butter ghee to melt. So my butter ghee is melted. I'm going to add my ginger and garlic. Just scoop up the excess bits. I'm not going to let this get too brown. I'm going to actually add my spices now. So I'm going to start with a heaped teaspoon of Kashmiri masala, a heaped teaspoon of wet masala, a heaped teaspoon of garam masala, a heaped teaspoon of jeera powder, about a quarter or about a half a teaspoon of dhania powder. I actually am going to also add some ground cinnamon powder. I hadn't mentioned that initially when I was telling you what ingredients I'm going to use, but from the bottle, just a bit of cinnamon powder, some cardamom powder. I don't like using whole spices when I'm preparing my mince. It's like you chew and then you got to stop chewing because you got to pull out like a cinnamon stick or whole cardamom or elaichi sticks. So I prefer ground spices. Next is my turmeric powder, and lastly my thyme. As you know, I love thyme, so whether it's fresh thyme or dry thyme, it's so fragrant and flavorful. It just gives the dish such a nice taste, and I love the aroma in the kitchen. I love cooking with a lot of thyme. I know, I repeat that, I say that a lot, but it's the truth. And I don't use a lot of masala for my mince. Normally, if Caleb wants a mince dish, I would get like a brown onion gravy and I'd add it to the mixture. But because this is a keto meal, we're not going to be adding any gravies or soup mixtures. We're going to just try and use natural spices and my ground masalas. So I'm going to add my mince to the pan. It's a nice portion of mince, and as I mentioned earlier, I like that I can food prep with this mince. I can actually get, I think, 2 or 3 meals out of it. It just depends on the kind of dish that you're making. Okay, my green pepper is cooked. I'm going to strain it now. Oh, I see a bit of this pepper cracked on the side, so I'm going to have to just be extra careful with it. My mince has been braising for about 20 minutes. All of the water and excess liquid has dried up. These are just the natural oils and the butter ghee. So I'm going to add my vegetable mixture. I like my mince to fry up. I like the taste, so I think I'm going to let this cook for about another 15 minutes. I'm ready to stuff my peppers with my mince mixture. Let's have a look at the mince. So you just stuff it like that. Now that I've stuffed my peppers, I'm going to add some cheddar cheese. And I'm going to crumble just a little bit of feta on the top. And I'll allow this to bake in the oven for 10 minutes. There you have it, my stuffed pepper with savory mince, mixed veggies, topped with cheddar cheese and feta with a little side salad. A perfect Banting meal idea. Nutritious, healthy, and delicious.